And you're probably wondering why my audio sounds a little bit better on this one. Whenever I do these interviews and use Skype, I forget sometimes to go back into my recording software and switch the mic back to the mic I had, because I use this nice mic for everything. And you can't use the same mic input for multiple programs you have open at the same time. So I forgot and realized my voice doesn't sound as loud as it does normally. It sounds a little different. Oh, check the mic settings. Oops. So I thought I was doing 3 videos until I saw this incredibly interesting article from Zero Hedge, and I thought to myself, would a government, in this case German, the German government, would they be willing to evacuate a ton of people and go through something out of just basically stage an event to do something with that gold they just got so that they can give it back, so to speak? Because again, as you and I know, the gold that all these governments claim that we have, it's all on paper, IOU, we've lent it out 14 ways to Sunday for different people, etc. The Germans, I just did a video, they got their gold back early. Remember in 2013, it was going to take them 7 years to 2020 to get their gold back, mainly from us. We were going to give them 50 tons of gold back per year. In the first year comes up, we give them 5. Here's 5. And then it gets halted. And let's talk about it later. I remember covering these stories. I'll never forget it. You're not talking about a little bit, you're talking about tons and tons of gold. If I'm Germany, excuse me, we've been paying you money to hold on to our gold for security purposes. You better give us that. You got 30 days to get it to us, right? You could easily ship that gold in a day. You could load up a bunch of military aircraft, you know, the big C-130s or whatever, load them up. Hey, they're en route. Got to refuel them in air? No problem. We do that all the time. We'll be there tomorrow. You know what? Let's just call it 30 days, though. Nope. We need 7 years. And all of a sudden, we hear this. Now, in the last article I talked about this on a few days ago was how Angela Merkel, she wants to appease all the people. So, you know, when she was getting elected, oh, yeah, we'll, you know, or afterwards, whatever. I don't even remember when she first said it, but we got to get the gold back. All right, we'll see you in 7 years. All of a sudden, now it's her time. Re-election's coming up, and, you know, politicians, they want to be re-elected. So now she was, yeah, let's bring our gold back. Oh, okay. Nose is itching. So get ready for this story. They just got their gold back, and they got it back early. Hey, it's 2017. Don't got to wait till 2020. We got it all back. Hallelujah. See, folks, we told you the gold was safe with our buddies in America and everywhere else. All's fine. What if I'm about to tell you, and I am about to tell you, that the gold has to be evacuated along with a couple of city square blocks or something, a hospital or two, a police station, and the Bundesbank where the gold is stored, and they got to remove the gold because they found an old World War II bomb that was unexploded. No one seemed to have found the entire time. Nobody knew it was there. They just found the thing during a construction project. You don't think the citizens around that area in World War II during that time frame heard that thing, you know, or felt it hit the ground? Forget the explosion. It didn't explode. You don't think they heard and or felt it and noticed a giant hole in the ground? Unexploded ordnance? They're just finding it now? Oh, we got buried over? Oh, what, it land in quicksand? I mean, what is this? This stinks to high heaven. Oh, this is complete conspiracy here, folks. This is conspiracy. Oh, it's a conspiracy theory. But all I'm going to say is, somebody tell me the chances. What are the chances? They got all their gold back, and days later, the entire area has to be evacuated, and they're going to go door to door, and they're going to use helicopters. You're going to read helicopters with heat sensors, heat sensitivity, you know, like probably FLIR, forward-looking infrared, stuff like that, to make sure nobody's around. Because if the bomb goes off, of course, we don't want, you know. Or are you guys about to take that gold somewhere else and you don't want anyone seeing it. And whatever you bring back will be a tiny fraction of it, but it'll be made to look like you're bringing it all back. I'm just curious. You couldn't make this event up at an unbelievable time. And here it is. Zero Hedge. Vault containing $70 billion in German gold to be evacuated as Frankfurt defuses a massive bomb. What? Approximately 60,000 residents of Germany's financial capital, Frankfurt, will be ordered to evacuate their homes on Sunday as the city's emergency service staff will attempt to defuse a massive World War II bomb discovered recently at a local building site. The 1.4-ton HC-4000 bomb, dropped by the British Air Force during World War II, was uncovered on a building site in Westmeer Strasse in Frankfurt's leafy West End, where many wealthy bankers live. So hold on. We've got many wealthy banksters. We've got a bunch of gold that came back that they really didn't want back, and we couldn't afford to give them back, but we made it happen anyways. Just for show and tell. We also have Stephen Mnuchin running in with, what's his name? Running over to Fort Knox. Hey, our gold's here too. We got our gold. We just verified it. He holds one, got one bar in his hand. So that happens. Germany gets it. What the hell's going on with gold? Folks, there is something going on behind the scenes. Is gold about to break out because of whatever the hell's behind the scenes is about to get unleashed and they're just trying to cover it up before it gets to that point or something? I don't know. I really don't know. But this is all massively too coincidental. All this gold related stuff to just happen. In the bankster, again, bomb was dropped. The earth somehow sucked it in. No one's seen it. No one heard it. No one knew it landed there. There's no record of it there. And we just started construction. We found this thing. I bet back in those days, it was probably just a good idea to leave it there on the ground. Hey, let's bury over, like we paper over stuff. Just paper over, bury over it with some dirt. Let the future people worry about that. There's not a chance in hell, in my opinion. That what I'm about to read you is totally legit and the real reasons why they're telling us, yeah, bomb, yeah. Okay. Bomb disposal experts who examined it said the massive evacuation could wait until the weekend. We are still working on the modalities of the evacuation plan, a spokeswoman for Frankfurt Police said on Wednesday. As a result, ahead of Sunday's planned evacuation, more than 100 hospital patients, including premature infants and those in intensive care, were evacuated from 2 Frankfurt hospitals on Saturday, City Councilor Marcus Frank told Reuters television. Every year, more than 2,000 tons of live bombs and munitions are still found in Germany, even under buildings. In July, a kindergarten was evacuated after teachers discovered an unexploded World War II bomb on a shelf among some toys. Are we serious right now? Yeah, we just dug it out of the ground. You dig it out of the ground and just put it on the shelf. What is this? You couldn't write this crap. During World War II, Germany was pummeled by 1.5 million tons of bombs from British and American warplanes that killed 600,000 people. German officials estimate 15% of bombs failed to explode, some burrowing 6 meters or yards deep. 6 times 3, 18 feet deep. Again, if you drop anything of that size out of the sky, it hits the ground and doesn't explode, it's gonna leave a pretty big hole. No one seemed to find those, huh? Just happened to find one today, right after the gold came back, and now we gotta evacuate the gold. Why? Because gold member wants it back. He loves gold. And while local residents have been eager to comply with the unprecedented evacuation, the biggest evacuation, by the way, if they find these bombs all the time, why is this one the biggest evacuation? The biggest since the war. Frankfurt fire and police chief said they would use force and incarceration if necessary to clear the areas. We don't want you sheeple anywhere near this. So what I'm saying is, could you imagine if they're doing this as just a front? Maybe they find an old ruggedy, rusted bomb. They've already taken the thing apart a long time. It's fine, but they're going to reenact it. You're going to have cameras and make it. Look, they're working on it. They're working on it. Look. Meanwhile, get that gold out of here. And by the way, it ain't coming back. It's going right back to where we had it before. America. Frankfurt Fire and Police Chief said they would use force and incarcerate. We will lock you up if you don't comply. It's that important. If necessary, to clear the area of residents. Warning that an uncontrolled explosion of the bomb would be big enough to flatten a city block. Frankfurt's residents have to clear the area by 8 a.m. on Sunday, and police will ring every doorbell and use helicopters with heat-sensing cameras to make sure nobody is left behind before they start defusing the bomb. Where this otherwise trivial evacuation takes on a more sinister, die-harder spin is when looking at what other structures are impacted by the 1.5 kilometer evacuation radius. These include, 1.5 kilometers. I want to give you perfect math. Kilometers to miles. I want to give you perfect math. I don't know this in my head. 1.5 kilometers is 0.93 miles. Oh, practically a mile. Do you know of any city block? Because that's the devastation range, is a city block. Do you know a city block that's a mile long in any direction? Not even kind of. Maybe an eighth of a mile, right? Roughly, I don't know. I don't know the exact amount. But we want a big radius, And wouldn't you, you're going to diffuse it right there? Right on the spot, huh? Anyways, the structures impacted the 1.5 kilometer evacuation radius. These include the structures: Frankfurt's Goethe University, police headquarters, 2 hospitals, transport systems, and the Bundesbank, central bank, headquarters, which, as a reminder, 10 days ago, completed the accelerated repatriation of 674 tons of gold. Some 3 years ahead of schedule, from New York and Paris to its vaults deep underground. Hey, if your vaults are deep underground, and they are, and they're all locked up, I'm sure, why wouldn't you just leave it there? This bomb is way above you. If it does go off and level some of the surrounding area, your stuff's completely safe down there. This is just starting not to make any sense now, is it? According to Reuters, the Bundesbank vault, which stores 1,710 tons of gold deep, not underground, deep underground, approximately half of the country's reserves, is located less than 600 meters, or, again, 6 times 3, 1,800 feet. What was that, around a quarter of a mile, a little more than a quarter of a mile or so? 5,000 feet, a little more than a quarter of a mile. Well, that particular vault, which now holds 70 billion in gold, including 28 billion in freshly repatriated physical, and everything around it is about to be evacuated. All that's missing are several dozen dump trucks to take advantage of the massive evacuation that will leave thousands of gold bars without security for 1.5 kilometers in any direction. Speaking of Die Harder the movie, you know how they like to put stuff in the movie in front of us. And weren't those guys German speaking? Schnell, schnell, mach schnell. That was the first one. Remember the first guy? The blonde guy, the bad guy? Schnell, schnell, mach schnell. You don't say. The Germans are involved in a Die Hard movie in which some gold, While airspace for 1.5 kilometers around the bomb site will be closed, we doubt that will prove any major hurdle to anyone eager to take a stab at a real-life reincarnation of the second Die Hard movie. Still, to prevent anyone from getting any ideas of following in Simon Gruber's footsteps, a spokesman for the German Bundesbank said that the usual security arrangements would remain in place while experts worked to disarm the bomb. The fate of half of Germany's gold aside, bomb disposal experts said they will make use of a rocket wrench to try to unscrew the fuses attached to the HC-4000 bomb. If that fails, a water jet will be used to cut the fuses away from the bomb. The most dangerous part of the exercise will be applying the wrench, Bennert said. Roads and transport systems, including the underground, will be closed during the work, Yada yada. So I will say this. Again, this is just my opinion on all this about it being, something else. There's the possibility that what I just read you is 100% true. And it, in fact, was all a string of coincidences. Everything. There is that possibility. Maybe on some other world line, but there is that possibility. And I'm just thinking, could you imagine if there's really a bomb, they really found it, and no one ever knew it was there, they try to disarm it, and the thing explodes and causes devastation in the whole area. I would sit here and say, man, did they actually really evacuate and remove the gold for a real legitimate reason? Again, if it's deep underground, why would you don't need to move it out of there. That bomb way up there and 1,600 feet away, 1,800 feet away, you're fine down there. But I mean, again, what do the vaults look like underground? You know how massive and thick that stuff is going to be underground? No World War II bomb up there is going to do anything to that. You wouldn't have to take out. That's my biggest problem here. So, remains to be seen what happens. If the thing goes off, goodness. Well, what could I possibly say? Holy crap. I mean, will they bring a real one in? No. I don't believe it. But all I do believe is that gold, if it's leaving, again, it ain't coming back. You may see trucks and things, and they're picking some heavy bars of something, and you don't get to see what it is. Maybe. If it's leaving, it ain't coming back. There's too many things that have happened very recently related to gold. They just got it back, and now it's got to leave again. There's no chance, in my opinion, that's just it. It just happened. We got to disarm this bomb. Yeah, okay. Right. And Grizzly Adams had a beard. Grizzly Adams did have a beard. Shooter McGavin. Take care.